guys, it's me, Kay. So it's been a few days, but I was traveling and I wanted to do a keto on the go video. The only thing is I ended up getting evacuated because there's a hurricane coming in that area. So lo and behold, I have to do keto on the go from home. But that's okay. It's easy. It's an easy enough concept to understand. But I did want to give you kind of that personal experience actually on the go. But I'll tell you exactly what I did and what you should do. So keto on the go is not hard to do. It's just that you have to do some mental planning and then you'll have to do some physical planning. When I say mental, you have to figure out what it is that you're trying to do. Are you going to go on vacation? Are you going to go on this trip? And are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Are you going to stick to keto, or do you plan on maybe straying away just a little bit? It's possible for you to stray away just a little bit, but remember, don't get carried away. If you stray away just a little bit, because some people do, again, you're on vacation and you want to get away with some stuff. Just make sure that your stray is not too hurtful to yourself. So just be mindful of that. So what are you trying to do? Are you going to stick to what you're doing? Are you sticking to being disciplined? That's what you need to figure out first. Then when you get to where you're going, or before you get to where you're going, you need to know, will you have access to a refrigerator? If you're going to have access to a microwave? If you're going to have access to a stove? You're going to need to know those types of things, because knowing that is going to let you know kind of what you can do and what you can't do. So if you have a stove, then you can go to a market, buy all your things. If you have appliances and so forth, it's just going to be like being at home. So you can go out, get your supplies, get your things, and be more comfortable than if you were actually traveling without those luxuries. If you go to a hotel or something like that where they have a microwave and a refrigerator, again, you have more options. So you can still get those cauliflower rice. You can still get a lot of those things that you can microwave and put in the microwave. You can get chicken, things like chicken breast. You can also buy eggs, boiled eggs. So that's what I was doing. I had a hotel room that had a refrigerator and a microwave, which was excellent. So I went out and bought the boiled eggs, the ones that come in the package that are already boiled. So I bought packages of those. I bought of course, my Jell-O. I bought my whipped cream. I bought some pepperoni slices. I may not have mentioned that before, but meats, like cold meats, if you go to a deli or so, if you go to a supermarket, if you can get deli meats, turkey, things like that, those are excellent sources of your meat. Then you can add cheese. You can either do like a provolone or so. So I ended up getting the little package of pepperonis that you can reseal and put in the refrigerator. I got some cheese that I could eat with that. I ended up getting some macadamia nuts, of course, water. I ended up getting some Gatorade, the Gatorade Zero. Some of the Gatorade Zero, actually I bought those from home. I had some of those from Costco. Gatorade now has a zero sugar option, so I had some of those. I don't like soda, but recently I've tried the Coke Zero that has no sugar, Coke Zero Sugar, and it's actually not that bad. If I feel for a soda, a beverage, I've tried them and it's actually pretty good. So I've done that. So I had those things at my disposal where I was able to, if I was in my room, I was able to snack and not feel guilty about my snacking. And again, breakfast to me is the easiest because you always can find eggs, bacon, sausage, those type of things somewhere. So that was the easiest thing. I made my lunch and my dinner usually outside of the room. So when I went to a restaurant, I ended up doing some kind of meat, of course, butter, add butter, get your fats in there. You can always ask for sour cream on the side, avocado on the side, and again, keep with your regular routine. But I wanted to let you know that it is doable. So people always say, you know, a lot of times when you go away, I chose not to drink. I didn't have any alcoholic beverages. But I did find a company, and there is a company that sells mixers for your alcoholic, that you can make alcoholic beverages with. And it's called, the company is called To Be Mixed. And what they do is they make, now on the front of it, which I wish they would have put on there that it's no sugar. They actually instead put 0 calorie. And they make all these little mixers that you can pour into your alcohol. So remember I told you there are alcohols that you can drink. The alcohol is not the problem. It's the mixers, because the mixers are the ones that have the sugar in them. Now these mixers from To Be Mixed don't have any sugar in them. They make them without sugar. So they have no fat, they have no carbs. They're 5 carbohydrates in them and no sugar. So that's their whole claim when you look at their website. They're pretty good. All you have to do is add the mixer, add a shot of your alcohol of choice and ice, and then you have a nice drink. They have a few different flavors on their website. I don't think we can find it in my area, so you can get them offline. And again, it's called To Be Mixed, and I'll put the web link at the bottom so that you'll have it, so you can stock up on those. So again, if you're traveling somewhere, don't feel like you can't have a drink, or if you feel like you want to have a drink, if you're having friends over, if you're doing something and you know they're drinking something, don't be ashamed to pop out your own mixer and just ask for the alcohol and do it. Look, there's no shame in your game when you're trying to do something. It is what it is. You know, if you have to pull out your own bacon or something somewhere because you can't find bacon, or pull out your alcohol. I've done it. I've bought my own bacon when I needed to eat bacon. I bring my own pork rinds if I want to eat pork rinds. It is what it is. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Now, my husband, he likes beer. I don't like beer. And he's found a lot of different beers that are actually low carb. They're usually the ones that say light on them. He likes Beck's Light. This one has 3.9 grams of carbs in it. He had another beer that they recently started advertising on television. I don't remember the name of it, I'm sorry, but it had very little carbs to it. So if you're a beer drinker, you know, you could probably have a small glass of that if it's something that you really want to do. Every now and then I would take a little shot of, you know, his beer, because it's actually a crisp taste. I can't explain it, but it's so watered down for it to be a low carb beer that it actually tastes refreshing almost. So that's the thing with beer. Again, remember, if you're doing lower carbs, you are going to get tipsy or get drunk faster. Because remember, you don't have anything to really absorb, any carbs in your system to really absorb the liquor. The liquor is going into your system and you will get drunk faster. Just remember that. So, and you probably won't be able to drink as much. And you'll notice it once you take your first sip. It'll be a little, whoa, okay. So that's that with the alcohol. Again, keto on the go is doable. You can do it. Do you have to be a little bit more planned when you do your meals? Yeah, you do. You know, you have to look at that menu just a little harder. You'll always see those items that you want, but then there's something on there that kind of throws it off. If it's something that you can eat, but maybe take that thing off of it or substitute out something else, do that. So I found a few times they had like a wonderful cheese dip. Like they had an artichoke cheese dip that was really good, but then they served it with nacho chips or, you know, some kind of a chip, and it was just like, okay, just give me the dip and leave out the chips. And then I kind of just spooned and ate the artichoke cheese dip because it was fat. It was a good fat. So again, with a burger, say I had a burger, they had these sweet potato tater tots with them. Now, I'm gonna tell you, I had a few of those sweet potato tater tots. They were really, really good, but I didn't have enough of them to make them worth anything. But I really wanted to taste them because I never had sweet potato tater tots before. And they were good, but not what I really wanted. I really wanted the burger. So had the sweet potato tater tots, had about 4 of them, tossed the rest of them to the side on a different plate, stripped that burger down, took the bun off the top, took the bun off the bottom. I asked for mayo and ketchup, and I added some pickles on there, and kind of just layered it up, had bacon on it, and cut it up like I would a steak and ate it that way. That's, again, you have to substitute if it's something that you know you want to still eat, but you know you have to take away what you have to take away. So that's what I did. So that was that meal. The other day they had crab cake, and I was hoping that the crab cake wasn't heavily battered, because you know some people, they'll batter the crab cake with flour and all these other things where it's really not the meat. But if you have just the meat and it's seared, it's even better. So I had to kind of ask the waiter, is the crab cake battered and fried, or is it crab meat that's seared? And he said it's crab meat that's seared. And when he brought that out, those crab cakes were excellent. It was crab, it was just the crab meat itself, you know, stocked in together, packed in together, and seared, pan seared. And that was a perfect meal. Again, that came with some French fries. Push the French fries off to the side, have the crab cake. You just have to make those sacrifices. If that's food, if you're not being full from what you're eating, order something else. That's another friendly meal for you. Don't succumb to the carbohydrates. Don't feel like you have to succumb to the carbohydrates. So, and that's basically what I did. Had my breakfast. Breakfast for me, again, is the easiest because it's usually eggs, avocado, bacon, sausage, somewhere in there. Leave off those carbs. Lunch, you can either snack on something, like I did some days where I had the pepperoni and cheese, had the pepperoni slices and cheese. You can get the deli cheese, the deli pepperoni, or you can get those things from that are prepackaged. Either way, you get them in. Just make sure, again, you look at the back, make sure you're not getting any of those meats that have any sugar in them. Sometimes you get like a honey ham or something like that. They make throw sugar in there just to make it taste a little bit better. So make sure you're looking at those packages. To be on the safe side, you can do the deli, and you can tell them, you know, I want one that has no sugar, one meat that has no sugar, and they'll you know, be easier to tell you which ones those are. Get your cheese, you can do a little, you know, meat and cheese wrap and eat those. If you even want to make it a little bit more interesting, you can wrap them in a little lettuce and have it that way. But that's what I was doing. I was eating pepperoni, cheese, pickles. I was having pickles for snacks. And then for dinner, I would do, like I said, a burger, a steak, something like that, and just doll that up and have a little side salad if I felt I needed something a little bit more. The side salad, I would do either Caesar and add, you know, the Caesar dressing. Make sure the dressings are not fat-free dressings. This is not the time that you want fat-free. You want the full fat dressings. So if you see something that says you have an option of a full fat-free dressing, get the regular dressing, because remember, you want that full fat. And then what I would do is, if I wanted a dessert, went back to the room, had my Cool Whip and Jell-O in the refrigerator, and I would just pop that Jell-O out of the little container, the sugar-free Jell-O out of the container, and have my whipped cream. Remember, I showed you that easy snack that kind of, again, was pleasing to the palate. So that was my dessert, and it worked for me. So you can do it. Again, I chose not to drink on this trip. If you're choosing to drink, just be mindful of the mixers. The mixers are the things that will knock your sugar numbers up. So if you want to get a stiff drink, you can do a stiff drink. Just remember, if you do that too, you're going to get tipsy or drunk a little bit faster. All right, so be mindful of that. But again, keto on the go is possible. And I wanted to just come to you in this video and tell you how you can accomplish that, let you know that it is possible. This was not one of those trips for me that was an all-inclusive trip. Again, I told you, if I do an all-inclusive trip, the reason it's all-inclusive is because it's drinks and food. And I am a foodie at the end of the day. So if I do an all-inclusive trip, I do plan on going to eat at that trip. Now, again, even though I do an all-inclusive trip and I go out to eat, or I plan to eat for that 4 or 5 day, 7-day vacation, I'm still very aware of the carbs that I'm eating. So what I end up doing, and what I mean by that is, what I end up doing is, if I'm eating a meal, I'm still aware. If I'm having breakfast and I order a pancake, I'll eat the pancake, eat the bacon, everything like that, but then I'll be mindful of my lunch and my dinner and say, you know, I had this pancake today. I may not want to do a carb overload and have rice or something like that. So I'm still aware of what's going into my body and that my body can't handle it. So I may have, instead of doing a steak and rice, I may just do a steak and salad. But you know, did I already do the harm with the pancake? Yes. But would I do more harm with the pancake, rice, and potato? Yes. So I'd rather do the pancake and then be a little bit more mindful going along, if that makes any sense. I mean, you know, yeah, you're doing wrong, and it's kind of like, all right, you know, I can do wrong, but just a little wrong. So that's kind of how I do it. But this was not one of those trips, so I was a little bit more disciplined. Went out, bought what I needed to buy so I could be comfortable with what I needed to do. And the conference I went to, they had cookies everywhere, cakes everywhere, soda everywhere. I ended up drinking tea all day. Again, I had to stash away my little pepperoni pieces, my cheese, and things like that. There are going to be times where there are things that you cannot find that fit into your lifestyle. So you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared to say, okay, I may have to bring, you know, this, I may have to bring this, or I may have to bring that, or you're gonna have to compromise and eat something that looks really weird. You know, one time we were at work and they were having a meeting and they had all this stuff in the room, and people said, you're not gonna eat. I said, well, if I eat anything in here, it's gonna be the butter and the mayonnaise. It's not gonna be all this other stuff. And everybody kind of looked at me and I said, yeah, it's either gonna be the butter and the mayonnaise. And I was being truthful, so I ended up eating nothing. But, you know, it is what it is sometimes. But hopefully things are becoming a little easier for you. Please, please, please ask questions. If you need, you know, help with anything, if you don't understand something, if you're having a hard time with anything, let me know. Sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes it's just understanding a small concept to figure out what you need to figure out. But let me know, and let's talk it through. And I want to tell you in another video about something that I've been trying for the last 2 weeks, and I'll go into more detail about it. But I've been doing this thing where I've been trying not to eat after 5 or 6 in the afternoon, in the night. And I want to tell you in another video, like I said, about my thoughts about that and how that's been going, and why I decided to try that. So stay tuned for that. And again, take care and hope to see you soon.